Now, Dubai is a shopper's paradise, right? Which also makes it a paradise for all retailers. And Dubai recently witnessed the latest edition of the Middle East Retail Forum. Now, this forum is a great platform for the entire retail fraternity to come together and discuss problems that they are facing, and this also becomes a great platform for sharing best practices. The fifth edition of the Middle East Retail Forum saw some of GCC's most prominent business leaders from illustrious retail, real estate and consumer brand organizations.
For me, it's a very simple process. What were the people who have submitted an award in an award category? What was their objective? How well did they conceptualize their idea? And then how well did they take that concept into execution? And then more importantly, at the end of all that, what were the end results? So what was the proof of the result? And I think with a lot of the submissions, we've seen some great ideas. The real challenge is how do you take that idea and execute it in a manner that is competitive and a manner that is compelling, and at the end of the day, that brings sales.
The focus this year was on retailing to the connected consumer and also trying to figure out how retailers can work hand in hand with these customers, delighting them at every touch point.
This is the fifth annual Middle East Retail Forum, and the whole purpose of the Middle East Retail Forum is to get together the most important people who understand retail or in the business of retail and really share their experiences and learnings over the year. So really the change is the consumer. The consumer is now shopping online, and the online trend is really growing at a very fast pace. So we are really trying to educate and make people realize that convenience is a very important factor in retailing, and because convenience is a very important factor, the consumer is not going to go to a shop and just shop for clothes. You need to have better experiences, you need to have better social spaces. I think the whole environment is changing, the consumer's expectations are changing from retail. That's the whole idea. The awards night is almost like a celebration of retail in the region, and it's about really the best people and their best practices. And I almost urge everybody to really look at those people who are going to be recipients of these awards to see what they have done well.
Images Retail Middle East Awards recognized excellence across a range of retail categories, turning the spotlight on the best performing retailers in the region and benchmarking best practices in this vibrant industry.
It's a very important event because it actually brings all the retailers together. It also celebrates the successes and the failures of this region. And I think so more than anything else, there is a lot of future conversations of how retail is going to change. So they do manage to bring in some great speakers who guide the industry of how they should manage their businesses in the future. See, we are a very important part of the region. Splash was almost the first brand in the region, or apparel brand in the region. For us, it's very important to know how the market is changing, what are the other best practices in the organization. You come to an event like this and you spend 2 days and you get 2 good ideas. That could be the game changer. So as a businessman, more than Splash and Iconic, as a businessman or a person from the industry, I think so it's really, really important to participate in events such as these.
First of all, I have to admit that the quality of the entries has moved crazy. Every category, it has its own merit and criteria where it have to go through the innovations, the business models, also about the added value to the community, added value to the business, and all. The most important is how it's ranked between the other brands.
Middle East Forum, I think it's a great event. Each year it's well represented, again, as I said, at a senior level. And particularly what you see is a different flavour of the challenges that are hitting the retail community in the Middle East. particularly at the moment. Obviously, the drop in the price of oil, there's economic uncertainties, tourism is down, so it's very good to understand in detail the challenges that the retail companies are facing.